Right, okay, change that one to 2. Welcome back to the robotic, idiotic CADventure, the adventure into computer-aided design software. Last time I made some shapes, some flat shapes. Now we're going to make them 3-dimensional. We're going into the 3rd dimension. Well, we are on Fusion 360. Now what we need to do, this is still a 2D shape. We need to turn this into a 3D shape, and to do that we use the extrude button. Extrude. We just need to pull out this face into a flat chassis type thing. Let's go by, because the material I'm using isn't actually quite thick, so it needs to be a decent thickness to actually show any degrees of 3D-Ality. That's an actual word that I just made up, 3D-Ality. 1 mil, that'll do. What I need to do now is define the wheel wells. I need to select that. Oh, it moves. I don't want to move it. I want to select that, and I'll do a new sketch to define the wheel wells. And basically I'll do exactly the same as what I did before. We will use a 2-point rectangle on this. Place first corner. This is 2 points rectangle. Place one corner and place the other. Construction line, because we don't want to actually model it just yet. We just want to define the area that I'm going to be using. So that's how wide our wheels are going to be. That is actually, let's find out how wide that is, because we can actually add dimensions. Yes, 75 mil. That's fine. That's how wide the wheels probably aren't. But we're only doing it rough, aren't we? I think 30 mil? 35 mil? That's probably wide enough. This is quite a decent sized 30, 40. Let's go for 35. We can do another dimension. 35, there we go. That's fine. And then we can type in 75 by 35. And there we go. It's accurate. It's accurate on either side, and it puts in the dimension for me as well. Nice! Back to our sketch rectangle. We uncheck construction. There we go. And then we place first corner and the second corner, and the first corner and the second corner. Stop sketch. And then we can go back to home view, and there are our wheel wells. Now we can actually extrude both of these at the same time. So we extrude both of them, and because we want to be taking away material, we -1, because the chassis is +1, and it's taken away the wheel wells, and there is a chassis. Look at me looking like I know what I'm doing. Right, so chassis is done. We need to model the outer shell now. Don't want to model this anymore. That's fully finished as far as I'm concerned. I will activate the shell, but I could still use this area to plan out my outer shell, essentially. We want to do it on that flat plane again. Use the L key. Now I'm not going to cut out the wheel wells because the wheels are covered. We want the wheels to be covered, don't we? And because we use a triangle, these angles are strict. They're not going to move. I don't want them to move because I tried to draw it freehand and it did not go to plan. This keeps it all nice and neat. Now I think I know what the problem is here, because it's still recognizing these as shapes. This is where it starts getting tricky, and you can tell that I'm an absolute noob at this sort of thing. However, I can all extrude this all as one regardless. What am I on about? Of course I can. I want to extrude this one, and this one. So it all extrudes at the same rate. What am I on about? I know what I'm doing. I might go for 90. 90 seems to be a fairly round number. There we go. And this is one 3D shell. Basically, what we need to do now is make the front wedge. I might put a construction line on the top of here. This is dead center. This is a very, very basic design. I know it's basic. Sometimes you've got to start with basic, can't run before you can walk. So I need to make this angle. There is a useful tool called chamfer, and that basically makes a beveled edge. And to do this, it works on a push-pull scheme. Now you see I've got a flat edge down here, but it doesn't line up perfectly up there, so that is not really what I'm after. So I need two distances. Again, I'm not so bothered about angles, I just want it to be a diagonal. Move that one there. This is a bit, doesn't model it straight away, you have to choose your right angles. So slightly off the line there. I think if I zoom in, there we go, that's perfect. And then take this one down and it automatically generates the angle. And there we go, that is a front wedge. And that is the basic shape of what I'm going for. What I actually want to do with this is shell it out. I did experiment with this yesterday. I had to bodge it a bit. Let's see, this is a bit of experimenting now. So I want to make this edge hollow. Now I'm not so sure if this is actually going to work. I actually want to modify this edge. I admit I am just going on a wing here. But there is a tool that says shell. Now it's going to take away this, the inside of this blue area here to a thickness of 1mm. Yeah, it should hopefully represent the thickness of the material that I'm going to be using. There we go, let's... Oh, would you look at that? Did it work? It actually worked! Well, there we go, that's basically it. That is one outer shell. I wasn't expecting that to go so smoothly, actually. Look at me, oh little Faith. See? 3 dimensions are represented very well in this. I'm starting to surprise myself with this software. Never used it before and you can quite clearly tell. But we're getting somewhere, we're at least getting close to what is up here. It shouldn't be too long until it actually looks like that. Or like this. Probably less like this. So join me on the next episode, episode 3, where we will start to think about weapon systems. It's gonna get dangerous, but not as dangerous as my jokes.